According to a report from minicamp, Zach Wilson, yes, the immortal Zach Wilson, has the, quote, liveliest arm and potentially biggest portfolio of throws he can make among the team's quarterbacks.
That's no question about that. Bo Nix is not a big, strong-armed guy. But he's smart, makes good decisions, is accurate. Zach Wilson's Jay Cutler. I never doubt his arm. I never doubt Zach Wilson's talent. It's judgment, it's seeing the field, it's reading a defense. It's not an arm talent thing. This story is not surprising. There are a lot of guys that can sling it in college and in the pros. Doesn't make them great quarterbacks. Zach's got a great arm. Justin Fields and Zach Wilson, I've compared them. Athletic, big arm, don't see the field. I can't explain it, but they just don't see the field very well.
It is interesting. This is like the third positive Zach Wilson story in 10 days. So they're trying to pump up his confidence. We're like, hey, Zach, you're the man, dude. You got this.
Well, stuff gets out when somebody wants it out.
He's not starting week 1, right?
I don't know.
I thought it was Bo Nix was a lock.
Bo Nix will start, and Zach will be a top 5 backup talent in the league.
Oh.
Okay. You say what you want.
Wow. Top 5 backup talent?
Yeah, Zach's talented. No, who's a more talented backup? Michael Penix? There's probably one. Start naming the backups in the NFL.
Penix for sure.
How many backups in the NFL would you say? A backup's got a great arm.
Whoa, wait, you're just talking about arm? That means nothing.
Well,
he's got a great arm.
It means something. Everything is something. Nothing's everything. So it's something, but I've never questioned. I wasn't a big Jay Cutler fan. I never questioned his arm. I never questioned Jay Cutler's.
Okay, fine. If you're talking top 5 backups, and it's fourth quarter, 3-point game, your starter goes down, it's Taylor Heineke or Zach Wilson. Who you trust in there? That's what I thought.
Well, neither. Can I give that as an answer?
Yeah, Zach Wilson's a top 5 backup. 0 chance.
All right. J-Mac with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Listen, a lot of what you make in life is timing and how valuable you are. I don't think Brandon Ayuk of the San Francisco 49ers quite understands that he's not that valuable with this team and become the NFL's highest paid player. He had a 9-game stretch. 8 of those 9 games, he was elite. That's it. Now, I'm not making a comparison here, but Tim Tebow had a 6-game winning streak, and the world lost its mind. Blake Bortles, in his second year in the NFL, threw for 35 touchdown passes. Second in the league, and people were fooled by it. Whoever quarterbacks Green Bay when they're young, Favre, Aaron, or Jordan, is going to succeed at some level because Green Bay, they do quarterbacks right, especially young quarterbacks. They always have good O-lines, enough weapons, offensive-minded coaches, not a lot of big market pressure. Is Jordan Love good enough to overcome a defensive coach who's over his skis and a bad O-line? I don't think so. But here's the thing. You don't have to worry about that because Green Bay's never in chaos, never has a terrible offensive line, never has a defensive coach, and always has good enough weapons. Now I think they have excellent weapons. Do I think Jordan Love feels like highest paid quarterback in the league talent? I do not. I don't think he's as talented as Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar or Matt Stafford or a healthy Justin Herbert. I'd be a little reluctant today, if given the choice, to give him that kind of money. I'm not asking much for a full season. Give me 6-7 more starts. I've got like 17, 18 weeks of good, really good, then I'm in. But I do think he's talented. But I mean, you got to be careful on this. Blake Bortles, people bought into it. Baker Mayfield, with Kevin Stefanski, makes the playoffs. Everybody's all in. The next year, they're bailing on him. The opinion I have is reasonable. I think he's the guy. I'd love to see another 6 starts. The sports media is younger and softer than ever, so if you occasionally offer criticism, you're seen as harsh and too intense. And I've said this about Jason Tatum. I'm viewed as a Tatum critic, but I love his game. It's aesthetically pleasing. He's long. He's fluid. He's a 3-level scorer. But I have been saying for years, last year it was like Brown and Marcus Smart were the alphas. He was like a third. He was the best player, but you late in games, it's like Marcus Smart would be taking shots. He's a defensive guy. And I said during these playoffs, I think Jaylen Brown's the alpha. Well, he won the Eastern Conference Final MVP and last night the Finals MVP. It's not a myth. Jaylen Brown's the go-to guy. He guarded Luka way more than Tatum. He was more efficient. He shot the ball better. He's the alpha. Scoring 31 when you're up 21 at half does not conjure up memories of Michael Jordan. Again, I think he's a terrific player. But Jaylen Brown did the Luka guarding. Jaylen Brown was more efficient. That game 3, remember? It got tight, could have gone either way. It was the big dunk by Brown. It was the 20-footer by Jaylen Brown. He had the 2 biggest baskets. It's not a knock on Tatum. It's a reality. He scored under 20 in 3 of 5 games. If you look at his regular season numbers against a very weak Eastern Conference, which are staggeringly good compared to his finals numbers, he punched below his weight. He shot 26% from 3 in the finals. That's just who he is. So last night when he didn't win the MVP, I'm like, guys, recency bias. It was a blowout. He was elegant. He's a beautiful basketball player. But that doesn't, Brad Stevens told you the truth. Brad Stevens wanted to make this team more of an offensive collaboration than Tatum dependent. They weren't doing that with MJ. They weren't doing that with Kobe. They're not doing that with Bird. Bird had other players he played with, but everybody knew who took the final shot. That's okay. But the general manager told you what he thought was championship basketball. Across 11 finals games in his career, he shoots 38%. Just numbers. Facts over feelings. I didn't make the numbers up. So I've said, I think he deserves to be a champion. He's a wonderful player. But historically, Tatum is unique. Usually our stars, your Magics, your Birds, I mean, I don't even have to name them. They sort of grab that big moment. They grab it by the throat and they take it over. He doesn't do that. And so I think it's very fair to say he and Brown, who's better? Depends. I trust Brown and his defense and his aggressiveness more than I trust Tatum in a big moment. But I think Tatum is more aesthetically pleasing and a more talented player. 2 things can be true. By the way, for all of you that think I'm too harsh, Steph Curry had 2 MVPs and 3 trophies. And before that win over the Celtics, you were still demanding that Steph Curry prove it to you. And I thought that was insane. Tatum, until last night, did not have a championship trophy. Steph had 3, 2 MVPs. I think 1 or both were unanimous. Best shooter on the planet. Great in big moments. And to the end, we were questioning Steph Curry. I can't go, yeah, I think Brown's the alpha. I think on any given night, Tatum's more talented. I trust Brown in big spots. Go look at who won the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals and the Finals. It's not criticism to just say, here's the numbers. Here are the facts. I saw this headline today. Jason Tatum silencing the critics. He didn't silence me. I still have questions if I would trust him in a big spot. He's just really talented. Here he is after.
This is a career-defining accomplishment.
Mm-hmm. Say that again, please.
A career-defining accomplishment.
Please say that again. These last 7 years have been a roller coaster, up and down. I had to listen to all the that people said about me. And tonight, it was worth it. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hey, silenced his critics. Who won the Finals MVP? Wasn't Pippen winning those? Was Pippen winning those? I mean, your most valuable player. Who guarded Luka? Oh, I'm a hater. Remember what people were saying like 3 years ago with Steph, who had 3 trophies, 2 MVPs. Everybody was on. Steph hasn't proven it. And I'm like, he won before KD. He won during KD. That's not good enough. You got to win another one? And you demanded he did. And he did. as KD had left. So I don't think questioning some things about Taylor